Wargaming takers, let's get the prayer out of the way. Dear Tank Jeebus, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, for Wargaming giveth, and Wargaming taketh away. And Wargaming is giving us the opportunity to purchase the T-62M-1 for $10, along with 850 gold and a few extra boosters, for $10 this month, December 2024. So the question you might be asking while you're here is this tank worth it for $10? Firstly, this match on this map is going to show all the strengths and weaknesses of this tank. And the first weakness, and this is a weakness, I have to address it, is the T-62s get 3 degrees of gun depression, which is pretty bad even for Russian tanks, which usually come to 5 in Cold War. So right now, if you have a T-62 in your garage, which is part of the tech tree, if you have it, play it. Because if you can learn to live with that 3 degrees of gun depression, then the T-62M1 does become a viable option. And I mean live with it, because every deviation in the terrain will affect the boom snout. It will bounce, it will move, it will hop with just the even minor deviation. So we're not just talking about regular hills, no. This tank is now, in my opinion, squarely in the support role tank definition of that. Because you need to be at distance to help mitigate the 3 degrees of gun depression. When this first came out, this is one of the original premium tanks. One of the first, along with the M60 Rise. And thus, it does somewhat show its age. I am now very aware of all the high-speed mediums, and obviously, the Bradleys, Weissels, we have the new French tank destroyer here. All the German lightings. That is something that weighs on my mind now, and a tank that I've opted to go with the stealth route, because with a max speed right now of about 50 kilometers per hour, a turn radius and hull rotation, turret rotation that is now feels slower. This, however, I'm not totally trashing it, because we just recently had Western Alliance tanks get buffs, a lot of them. And I feel that this will probably be coming along. Eastern Alliance buffs will be in line. And also, before I get too distracted, while the boom sound depression sucks, for a Russian tank, this 150mm boom snout has good accuracy, doesn't have an autoloader, so you have a reload time you can get it down under 7 seconds, unlike the T-72s. Plus, unlike the tech tree variant, and I guess you may say this could be overpowered, you get ATGMs. This is where I'm saying play this squarely in the support role, because you can snipe with a relatively good rate of fire for your main rounds. A buff, I think, would greatly benefit the T-62M when it comes to the ATGM round, which weirdly enough is the same time as the T-72's over 20 seconds. Now, I think this should be more in line of the Object 954, which again doesn't have an autoloader, although it is a smaller caliber. What it does have is mine is down to about 14 seconds. Now, given the already that this has a like 420 penetration over 500 alpha, kind of like other Russian boom snouts for their MBTs, I think bringing the reload down for the ATGMs, which you only get 5 of, down to say 18 seconds, therefore you could probably get it down to 16, is going to be the greatest benefit to the T-62M1. So I'm trying to sell you a tank theoretically, and I'm not really doing that. But here's the thing you've seen. Accuracy, frontal armor that is, again, you want to get into a position, preferably with another heavy tank, hopefully, or as you saw earlier, I was aware of where my light tanks were. I'm like, I'm gonna start tracking tanks and get that assist. You can do that. Using that armor at distance greatly helps you bounce rounds, you take less damage, because your mobility is limited. This tech tree, you kind of have a little bit more flexibility there, but it's no leopard either. So this one, you you want to get hull down, but with 3 degrees of gun depression you can't. So you need to learn map topography. You will need to learn what the terrain is like, because I went to the city mostly because out of this, I'm not, because I know that's where the enemy team was. I knew it was flat. And this tank needs flat terrain. So again, if you have any concerns about buying this tank, if you can play the tech tree tank, good. Get several matches into it and really get a feel for that. Because if you can get a handle on that, then for $10, this is a great tank to add to your library of tanks. And I'm really hoping that in next year's Eastern Alliance buffs, this tank gets some love, just to kind of keep up. One could argue it struggled from the beginning, but I don't think so. But yes, it does need some minor mobility adjustments, and allowing better access to the ATGMs in combat would greatly help. So, as it stands right now, I give you a soft recommend on the T-62M-1. Again, you get 850 gold along with it, boosters, so it's not a horrible idea, but if you hate Russian tanks and you hate tanks that, if it has 8 degrees of gun depression, I love it. Anything below that is garbage. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. I know you're going to trash the gun depression, but yeah, I can make it work, but 3 degrees of gun depression is going to be the deal breaker. At the same time, that little tank has some decent armor and a lot of firepower, so hope you keep the tracks on the ground. RNG's in your favor. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.